Welcome friends. So today we'll discuss about Ruby input and output statements, and also what are arrays and hashes, and the built-in methods in arrays and hashes. So as we know, Ruby is a object oriented programming language. And everything in Ruby is an object. So by keeping this basic concept, we'll move on to input and output statements. So we know that input is for taking the input from the keyboard. And output is displaying some information on the screen. So in Ruby programming language, we use puts as an output statement and gets as an input statement. So now we will start with output statements. So here, output is used for displaying the output on the screen. So now, I just declared one variable. To work with Ruby programming language, first we have to move to the interactive Ruby prompt. So just type IRB. And you will get the prompt here. So here you declare one variable as name equals for G. So any name it can be given. So now this automatically it returns this value. It returns this value. So and suppose if I want to print this variable value in a sentence, so just use puts is an output statement followed by double quotes. My name is and whatever the name we have, so that can be displayed by using hash followed by double quotes. So now the whatever the name is given, so as is displayed. So this is regarding output statement. So and here regarding input statement, we use a get statement. So now here I directly assigned a value. Suppose if I want to read from the keyboard, gets. So here gets dot chomp we will use to remove the slash and character at the end. So now just enter. So it will ask for the input. So just type Sunil. So now the name is read. So and by using this put statement, again we can display. So my name is Sunil. So this is a direct assignment and reading from the keyboard. So this chomp is used to remove a slash and character which is attached at the end of the string. So this is a input and output statement. So and here we have a program. So puts. So and every time I am reading the value of A and B, C and X, and I am performing this formula. So and then printing the result. So to do that, I should go back to the main page, main prompt, and my program is stored in a G drive. So go to G drive. So and change directory to Ruby. So folder where the program is stored. So and Ruby. So Ruby 5.rb. So the program name is Ruby 5.rb. So now it will ask input the value of A. So I just give 4. So next it will ask I input the value of B. So 6. So again input the value of C, 8, and input the value of X. So I just give 3. So and the result will be calculated based on this formula, and the result is printed as 62. So this is how we can run a Ruby program. Ruby followed by the file name. So before that you have to change the directory where the program is stored, and the program file should be stored as .rb extension. So after that you can execute the program. So this is how we can read the input from the user by using gets. So now we will move on to the control statements. So as we know the control statements, so which are some of the statements which are used to control the flow of a program. So and here we have some relational operators which can be used in the expressions to make a decisions. So and these are some of the list of operators that we will use it in the programming languages. So and it is listed according to the priority and also the associativity. So this is a best just a law basic concepts of operators. So like selection and loop statements. So like so in normal programming languages we have if else. So the same thing is applied here. So just the looping statements and the selection statements works same as other programming languages. So now I can say A is equal to 20. So I just, so to do this, have to go to an interactive Ruby. So IRB. So it returns a prompt. So now you can, so first I execute, I assign the value A is equal to 10. So after that, I just copy paste this code there. So that is using if. So now you can see the value of A is greater than 10. Condition is true. It enters inside the loop and multiplies 20 with 2 and it returns 40. So this is a normal if statement, selection statements, if else. In the same way, else if block also works, but else if keyword is ELSIF. ELSIF is used for else if. This else if ladder is used whenever we want to check more than one condition. So and next we have unless statement. So unless statement, it just works opposite to the if. Say now A is greater than 4, the condition is false because I assigned A as 1. So when the condition is false, it executes unless block, and when the condition is true, it executes else part. So just a opposite to an if statement. So now the condition is false. So we are getting the output as a welcome. So this is one unless statement in Ruby programming languages. And next we have loop statements. So loop statements are like normal loops which we have used in other programming languages. So loops we use whenever we want to execute the statements repeatedly, we can go for loops. So we have for loop, while loop, so do while loop. So same thing here. So here, so the syntaxes is same to other programming languages, while followed by a condition. So if the condition is true, it executes the while block, and end is used instead of angular brackets. So here we are going to use end. So now we have one simple if block here. So just I take value of x as 4. So and then I just use this while loop. So now, so condition is true, x is greater than 1. So this is a Ruby while. So and it repeats until the x is greater than or equal to 1. So once if it becomes less than 1, the condition fails and it comes out. So since the value is 4, so to make this condition fail, so it executes 4 times. So because every time the value of x is decreased by 1 and then checking the condition. So 4 times 4 iterations occurs. So after the 4th iteration, the value of x becomes 0. So 0 greater than or equal to 1, condition fails, it breaks the if block. So this is a simple while in Ruby programming language. So and a similar way we have loop also. So we can use this loop also. So here loop is like a infinite loop. So loop is formed to loop keyword is used to form a infinite loop. So now say now I is equal to 0, loop do every time increment the value of I by 2 and puts I. So now this becomes an infinite loop. So if I want to break an infinite loop, I can use this a break keyword. Whenever I becomes 10, break it. So if there is no if block, so it keeps on printing the values incremented by 2. So this loop will form a infinite loop. So to break that, we can use this break statement. So up to 10 it prints, and once the I value becomes 10, it comes out of the if statement. So now we have until statement, just like opposite to a while. So if the condition is false, it executes. If the condition is true, it comes out. So now x is 1 is greater than 11, condition is false. So it prints the x until the condition becomes true. Once the condition becomes true, it comes out of until statement. Until is just a contradiction or opposite to while. So next we have for. So the for is used limitedly in the Ruby programming language. So we have for loop. So here we use for loop in Ruby only to traverse the arrays or blocks. So now here we can see the for loop. So just I copy paste here to the command prompt. So now you can see the output 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means, so this is a block, this is a block. So every time x takes the value of this array and prints it. So this repeats, so until it reaches the end of the array. So this is like x is used to traverse this array. So this way we can use this for. So similar way, if the value of x is in 0 to 4, so it will print it. So this is how this for works. So if this condition becomes false, if x is not in this range, it comes out. If x is in this range, it prints this. So next we will move on to the fundamentals of arrays. So fundamentals of array, we know that array is used to store a collection of, array is a collection of similar data items. So now here in this Ruby programming language, so we have this array concepts and hashes. So arrays in Ruby are more flexible than the of other programming languages. So and this flexibility is a result of two fundamental differences between Ruby arrays and those of other programming languages. So the length of Ruby array is dynamic. So that is it can grow and shrink. And Ruby array can store different types of data. So this is very important point. So Ruby array can store different types of data. So in normal languages like C, C++, so the arrays can take only the values of similar data type. So this is fundamentals. So here the Ruby has two structured classes or types. One is arrays and one more is hashes. So array can store different types of values or different types of elements. So and hashes are like they are used to store the values in the form of key value pair. So now the array can be created in two different ways. So one is by using a new method. By calling a new, it creates an array. So now let's take this statement. List one is the name of the array. So and I just paste it here. So and I'm creating an list one array by using this new, and this should be called an a class array. So predefined class is array. So array dot new. So 5 comma who. So now this who will be printed 5 times. So 5 values will be considered as this who. So this is we can create array with this. So otherwise, if I want to create an array with an empty array with 5 locations. So here, so 5, so the 5 space, so 5 indexes, and if I give some default value, it will be considered for all the values. So now created, and the second is the size of the array. So this new takes the size of the array. So if I am not giving any value, default value, so it takes the size of array as 5. So and for all the 5 indexes, it stores a nil value and nil value. So and I can store different types of values in an array. So now I'm creating list 2. So 2 comma 4 comma 3.12 comma Fred comma brackets. So now this list 2 is an array. So where all the different types of elements are stored. So this is possible in this list. So list or arrays will take the different types of data, not a similar types of data. It is allowed in Ruby. So this is the two different ways of creating an arrays. So one is by calling a new method on this array class. So and the size we can specify. It creates the 5 indexes. So if I give default value, it will be considered for all the indexes. And one more way of creating an array is directly assigning a values to an array. So and we have some of the built-in methods in the array. So like we can use a length method. We can use length method to find the length of the array. So let's say, for example, I have array called list2. I have array called list2 dot length length. So now 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is length is one predefined method in an array to find the length of the string. So similar way, we can use this for also on arrays to traverse the array. So just like we discussed in for loop. So for is used to traverse the array. So now we have built-in methods of an array. So for that, I just create one list equals, so 3 comma 7 comma 13 comma 17. So and these are the values of my array, and I just take first equals a list dot shift. So now shift is one built-in method. So it returns the first element of an array and removes that element. So if I just use first, it gives 3. So that means shift will remove the first element. It returns and removes. Returns and removes the first element of an array. So that is shift method. So and we have one more called unshift. Unshift. So now if I just print my shift, my array list, so you can observe 3 is removed. 3 is removed because I applied a shift on my array. So now I want to include 9 in the beginning of the array. So for that, I can use unshift. So just remove this list dot unshift. So I want to insert 9. So now 9 is inserted at the beginning of the array. So this is two built-in methods, shift and unshift. Shift returns and removes first element. Unshift, it adds the elements in the beginning. So next we have push and pop. So list dot pop. So now similar way, shift and shift works in the beginning of the array, and pop and push works at the end of the array, works at the end of the array. So this pop will delete the element at the end. So, and if I want to push the element, list dot push, so 8. So 8 comma 10, both the elements will be pushed. So now 8 is pushed at the end of the array. So this is 4 built-in methods: shift and shift in the beginning, pop and push at the end of the array. Pop, remove, push, element at the end. So this is regarding shift and unshift. So now we can concatenate the list. Say for example, by using concat keyword, we can concatenate the string. So here you can observe list 1, I have 1, 3, 5, 7, and list 2, I have 2, 4, 6, 8. So if I use this concat method, so both the strings, both the arrays will be concatenated. So the second list 2 will be attached at the end of the list 1. So that is regarding concat. So and I can use this plus also, plus symbol. If I use this plus symbol, it concatenates two strings and put that result to another string. So this is using plus operator. We can concatenate and push the result to another array. So and we have a reverse. So here just I can apply this list dot reverse. So the values of an array will be reversed. So that is list dot reverse, to reverse the elements of an array. So and we have one more method called include. So it will check whether the element is present in the array or not. Say for example, list dot include. So include question mark of. So now in this array I have 13. So use 13. So it gives true. So now if I use 25, it gives false. So it will check whether the element is present or not. If it is present, it returns true, and if it is not present, it returns false. So and we can sort the arrays. So if it is a number, the array will be sorted from ascending order to descending order, and if it is a string, based on the alphabetical order, it is sorted. So we can use this sort method also on a list. So now we have the values in the different order. So just apply this list dot sort. So it will be 7, 8, 9, 13. So it will be ordered. So this is regarding the sort method, sorting the elements of an array. So and this arrays can be worked like a sets. So now I just take set 1 equals 2 comma 4 comma 6 comma 8. So this is my set 1, enter, and I just take set 2 equals 4 comma 6 comma 8 comma 10. So now I have two sets, set 1 and set 3. So here I can apply set 1 and symbol set 2. So sorry, set 3. So 4, 6, 8. So this AND acts as a intersection of two sets. Now set 1 minus set 3. So the values present in set 1 but not in set 3. Set 1 or set 3. So it is a union of set 1 and set 3 without repeating the duplicate elements. So this is how, so these three operators can be used. And for intersection, minus for difference, that is values present in set 1 but not in set 3. So and union of two sets without repeating the duplicate elements. So and next we have hashes. So here hashes are used to store the values in the form of key value pairs. So now I can say A equals, so I create one hash A equals, so let's take some different elements, x equals 10 comma y equals 20, so comma, so c equals that. So this is ashes. So ashes can be done by using like we can use the values as a key value pair. So now one more important point here is it is showing error unexpected equals. So whenever we are using this ashes, so we have to use this implication operator. So implication operator is used to store the values in the form of key value pairs. So now A is a hash which is having three elements. All the three elements are of key value pair. X acts as a key and 10 acts as a value. So this is hash. So now we can create the hashes. So now I want to create hash B. So hashes can be created just like arrays. So B equals, so there we call array dot new. So here we can call hash dot new. So here when we call this, an empty hash will be created. So now I want to add I want to add A in B. So A equals 10. A equals 10. So now one element is added to B. So now you can observe here. So B is equal to hash dot new. So the hash is created by using this new. So there are two ways of creating the hash. One is direct assignment in the form of key value pairs. If it is a string, enclosed in double quotes. Second way of creating an array is B is equal to hash dot new. So here an empty hash will be created. To assign the values, we can use B of A is equal to 10. So and a similar way, you can use B of C. So include the key in the brackets and C equals 30. So now this displays 30. So now you can check the values of B. So it is two elements are added. Earlier it was empty. So now we added two elements. So this is how we can add the elements to an hashes. So and some built-in methods are there in the hashes, like we can delete the elements by using index. Say for example, now my hash is B. So B dot delete. So if I want to delete C, I don't want C. So I delete C. So just use this. So the C will be deleted. The elements in the hashes are identified by using keys, not by values. And we can delete that hash. So by using a this. So just like a include, we can use this as key. So now C is deleted. So just I will add it. So C equals 30. So I'm just adding C again and just check the B. So again we have AB. So now as key we can check. So the hash name is B dot as underscore key to check whether the key is present or not. So now I just use C. So as it is present. So now if I check Z, it returns false because it is not present. So like I will add one more element to B. So B, so D is the key and value is 40. So now I will just extract all the values in B in separately like keys and values. So B dot keys. So now if I say this, it will return ACD. So only keys are ACD. So I can extract the values also like B dot values. Enter. It prints 1030 40. So like this we can extract. So if you use print B, so here you can see A equals 10, B is 30, D 40, and we can extract only keys A, C, D, and we can extract values only 10, 30, and 40. So these are some of the built-in methods of arrays, built-in methods of arrays and hashes. So this is what we discussed, arrays and hashes in Ruby programming languages. Thank you.